we lived on Dallas Street there when I was born, and the house in the curve where the porch curves with the street. But we left there and moved over on Academy Street, which was still very much in town. And then my grandparents lived over on Lemon Street, or one set of grandparents did. And of course, I spent a lot of time in childhood. I had a childhood friend, Dottie Keenel. We went to Sound Peppers in town just about every day to see if he had a refrigerator box that we could take over to the flats at the school to roll down those banks. And kids all over town came, and played at the flats. It was something, I don't think they have them anymore. Then later on, we moved over and they built a house on Dewberry Farm, which is out from Ackworth over on the lake, and we lived there the rest of the time. But I've been right here in Ackworth all this time. My dad and my granddad had the Ackworth Ice and Coal Company right there in downtown Ackworth.
Talk about that.
That was, I'm not sure what year they opened it, but I think they closed it in 1960. But at that time, when it first started, coal was how the chicken houses around here were heated. But then as natural gas came in and electricity and stuff, there was less need for the coal. And they had the ice, and then they had the section back there that people brought their meat. But the need for that soon went away.
Technology did them in, and my dad's health got real bad, and so my granddaddy got older. So I think they closed it around 1960 when it went down, or it could have been a little bit earlier than that. Mother's older two sisters, one of them, they lived around here, Louise and Jim Ship, and Jim had a store down here, right down at the foot of this hill back when the lake opened. And I know my grandmother that lived over on Lemon Street, she made sandwiches. She made chicken sandwiches and pimento cheese, because when I was a kid, it was fun. We'd wrap them up, put the labels on them, and do all that. And she also made dough balls. And she took these, and Jim Ship sold them in his store here, but I can't remember the name of that store. I can remember going with her, but, So, Margaret Huey Eccles was my great-great-great-grandmother. And she had 3 daughters, and Rachel McKeever was one of them, and that was my great-great-grandmother. And then Mary was her daughter, but Margaret Huey Eccles and Rachel McKeever and 2 or 3 more started the Mars Hill Presbyterian Church, but they started it in their living rooms, and they would travel on horseback and would meet, but they would always have to get home before dark because of the wild animals, and there were still Indians in this area, and they went to I don't know exactly when they built the building there, but they, I know that my grandmother had a communion satchel that she put on the horn of the horse to carry. Well, a lot of people are like, don't like the changes, but change comes with different generations. I see my children have different ideas than what I have. It's just, I think it's for the better. This Logan Park is wonderful here. I come over here at least 3 days a week to walk, and I like things like this. I think the art center, everything, I think it's all a positive. I really do. And so I enjoyed growing up here. I really did. I guess I did. I'm still here.